Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hey, Thomas, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. Let me read his. Hey, Stefan, how you doing? All right, Thomas. Is your intake gaskets good? Number one. Make sure you don't have a leak to where it's running too lean and won't fire. And number two, well, 2.5, 2-part. Is your spark plug good? And just checking it on the outside of the block doesn't make it good. Check the gap. Try closing the gap down a little bit. If it's set at like 30 thousandths, try 25, 22 thousandths, even clear down to 20 thousandths. Sometimes, if they're in just the right spot, they can actually blow out. Over and above that, it's got me swinging why that thing won't fire if it's getting fuel. Hey, Uncle Mark. Hey, Renegade. David. How you guys doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good. So, yeah. I'm having trouble with my LP furnace out in the shop, y'all. I went and got my tank refilled, come back and hooked it up, and it won't fire up. It's clicking. You can hear it trying to ignite. And I've cycled it probably 10 times, thinking maybe there's air in the line or whatever, getting up to it. Nope. She still won't fire. So I don't know if I got maybe some, because the last tank I ran it completely empty. I'm thinking might have some moisture or something in it. So maybe froze an orifice or something off. Solenoid or something off. So I'm going to try to heat them up with a heat gun, the regulator and the valve, and see if it fires up. Hey, Cajun.
Hey,
what's happening?
How you doing, Ed?
Oh, I'm doing great, man.
Hey, everybody in chat. How y'all doing? Oh, I need to pull up my chat.
So yeah. So how's the weather down there, Cajun?
It's right now, I think it's around 49 or 50 or maybe a little 52. So, but it's getting colder during the night.
Oh, it's been like under 20 degrees here in the night and mid-20s during the day, so it's been chilly.
Let's say that, cousin. No, Mark, how you doing?
Mark said he's got 4 inches of snow yesterday and more coming now. Yeah, we got like 4 inches of snow the other day too.
Hey, Renegade. Steven Small Engines. I think I pronounced that right.
Yeah. Call him Stefan.
They got a little trick to like those regulators. You got a small one like this one, like a crawfish boiler, a crab boiler.
Yep.
There's something there's a little hack for that. Oh crap, I forget what it is. It's
there. You can't get to the diaphragm to pop it open.
It's not that. It's something else.
Okay.
There's a little hack for it though. I forgot what it is.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think it got some frost in it because it's been down the day that it shut off. It was in the 20s, and I think maybe a little moisture or something got through there and frosted one of them off. So, hey, Willie, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Willie. Oh, I remember when you turn on your tank, wide open all at once. You know, as fast as you can get it open, because there's a little safety feature in there. Something about I don't know if it's turn it on slowly or turn it on all at once. It's one of them.
Yeah.
That it has a little deal in there. Kind of, it's not a sensor, but
It's a
if
diaphragm.
you do one it away, it'll lock itself out or something.
Right. Right. Yeah, I've taken the regulator on and off the tank and bled the pressure off of it and everything multiple times. And
okay.
Happy New Year, Mr. Kurtz and Going Fishing Nate.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, if y'all haven't checked out Nate's new party barge, check it out. We're gonna hopefully have some really, really good videos.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. I forgot about that. I missed last Sunday's live. I was gonna, jump in and I forgot. I think I went in a food coma. Yeah, Willie, I've seen that one, and I've also seen the one where they use the Chrysler control module for ignition for on the Tecumsehs with a pickup, with a magnetic pickup. So, but those Chrysler controllers are getting few and far between and hard to come by. Oh yeah, and they got 2 deer too. 2 deer too.
And I almost got one on the way home tonight.
Wow.
I had to go to Mom's house, and her car probably 600 yards ahead of me, and they went by, and I come along and looked over, and there's I don't know how big a buck. It was probably at least a 4 or 6 point, standing at the edge of the road. And when I flashed my high beams, he turned around and went back down into the field. And when I looked down in there was 4 other ones standing down in there, or 4 of them standing down in there. So there's 3 of them behind him.
There's Miss Missy.
Missy. But so yeah. Yeah, I had to I didn't have to. I did. Went over to Mom's today this evening for my brother's birthday. So if he pops in here, we'll all have to wish him a happy birthday. So, but yeah, not a whole lot going on since New Year's. Like I said, Friday I went and got that tank. I didn't put it on until yesterday morning because I was busy doing some other stuff Friday during the day. And then I hooked it up Friday morning, and hi, Lisa Ann. And I hooked it up and had the torpedo heater going, but yeah, it cycle. You hear it, the exhaust blower kick on and run, and you hear the solenoid kick on the let the gas in and the little igniter go in, and it would sit there and click, 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 and then it would stop, and then it would just sit there and cycle and shut off, and then it would try it again and try it again and try it again. And I would actually shut it off to reset it, turn the whole furnace back on, and kept doing that. And yeah, my computer's been running slow too, Lisa. I've got to take a bunch of stuff off the hard drive and put it onto the external drive. Watch my videos and stuff. Cleaned out for 2025 and get ready for 26. But yeah, I haven't got anything done in the shop this weekend. New Year's. I can't deal with running that torpedo heater for too long. Fumes and stuff get to me. I'm getting a headache. If I spend a couple hours out there with it running, I end up with a headache. So, hey, quick wrench. You come in, brother.
I need to get a new regulator for and hose for stand up. It's a double burner, but it's a stand up.
Mhm.
you know, on wheels and high
Yeah.
up, where you ain't got to put it on a table. You know, I've got
Right.
one you can put on a table. In fact, I cooked with one like that for about a year and a half or so on the snack bar over here. One of those you just pop down. I was like, man, this is a lot cheaper than when I quit using my stove and use that little two burner rig, and I still use my oven. The light bill went way down not using the electric stove. So I said,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
we gonna keep using this thing. You know, I mean, after that first time, that first month of electric, that's what went south. Oh yeah, I say we ain't using that stove top anymore. We use the oven, and then you
I
know
do it.
we got a gas stove. Not well, I say not far. It wasn't too far for $80.
That's not a bad price. I do
Nope,
it.
not a bad price at all. Hey, Dwight.
But yeah, I looked into getting like a 200-gallon LP tank for outside and having them come fill it. I looked midsummer. I checked into it, my local propane company, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll set one for free." I said, "Oh really?" I said, "Well, how many? You know, what? How much? How many times do I? Is there a certain number of times I have to have it filled, or use so much? To pay for?" Oh yeah, you have to have it filled 3 times a year, the 200-gallon one. I'm like, "Oh okay."
Ah,
I said, "Well, about how much is it to have it filled?" $325 a time. And if I don't use it, if I don't have it filled 3 times, it's $500 a year.
huh.
Yeah.
Do you have natural gas that runs across your property?
Yes. Yes, I do. I do
That's the way
actually.
to go. That's the way to go. Natural gas, a lot cheaper than propane, anyway.
Right. Yeah. Um, I need to dig the trench. I've had the pipe to do
Oh,
it.
oh, okay.
Um, I just need to. I started digging the trench, and apparently somewhere down the road, or in the past, uh, I've got a flower bed between my patio and my driveway. It's got bushes and flowers in it. I was going to dig right down along the edge of it. Apparently, that driveway used to go all the way to the edge of the patio because
Oh,
I dug down 6 inches and never got through rock.
all right. Hard digging.
Oh yeah.
Hard digging. Yeah.
So
Get you one of them ditch witches. Get a guy with a ditch witch, a case, or ditch doctor come in there and do that in about 10 minutes.
my brother's got a compact tractor with a 6-inch bucket.
Oh
Trench
yeah,
bucket.
okay, yeah, even better, even better.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I'll run the gas line and a water line at the same time.
There you go. Shit, my gas bill. Now I've got a water heater, which is a tankless water heater,
Mhm.
and that's 100,000 BTUs. Okay, and never run out of hot water because it's like I said, tankless. The stove, that's natural gas, and our heater. In the summer, okay, let's see. 10 months out of the year, my gas bill is $12. 10 months out of the year. In 2 months or 3 months out of the year, my gas bill can run from $15 to $60. When it's real cold, when we got a bad cold spell here, a bad cold winter, $80. Hey, it's better than 400 on electricity.
Yeah, I'm on a budget. Hey, Grandpa Pete.
Hey, Grandpa Pete.
I'm on the budget and I pay $115 a month, and usually I get like 3 months in the summer for free.
Mm.
Or 2 months in the summer for free. And the only thing I run is my furnace off gas. I've got electric hot water heater, electric stove, but yeah, I set it at a budget, and like I said, it's like $115 a month, and I pay that all year round, every month.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and then so I get ahead like from the spring when I quit using the furnace. So I usually get, you know, money back or money off the bill.
$450 for gas and electric. Man, I couldn't afford that.
I pay 105 a month for electric on a budget, and 115 a month on gas for the gas. So
And we got propane,
natural gas.
natural. Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna run when I put the furnace out in the garage. It was a natural gas furnace, and I was gonna run a natural gas line out there until I started digging by hand, and I'm like, nah. And it was fall. I didn't have time or the money to rent a trencher. My brother didn't have the tractor at the time. This has been like 3 or 4 years ago. So I converted it over to propane and run it off 70-pound propane tanks. I've got 3 of those. So, now if I would buy a propane tank, like, a couple 100-pounders or whatever, I would just pay for the delivery fee and how much ever propane I have put in them. And I probably, for the whole winter, I'll probably go through, depending on how much I go out and how cold it is. I usually run the propane furnace like in the evenings when I get off work, because it takes like an hour to get that oil burner good and hot enough to start blowing hot air and or good hot air. So I'll just run the propane furnace, and I go about 2 to 3 weeks on one tank for about 2 to 3 hours a night out in the shop. So like I said, I probably get six 70-pound tanks a year. So if I would buy a couple 100-pounders and have them deliver it, it would probably be cheaper.
Y'all have a Tractor Supply or Road King in your area?
I've got Tractor Supply, I got Roll King, both.
Road King, yeah, I said Road King. Down here, Tractor Supply has a propane, 1,000-gallon tank, and they pump in smaller bottles. Your little 20-pound, your 5 gallons, or your 25 gallons, which that's your 25 is your 100-pound. And down here right now, I think they $2 a gallon. Usually it costs me $10 to fill up a one for a barbecue grill, a 5-gallon, as I call it.
Right.
A lot of people different names, but so $2 a gallon. So you got a 25-gallon tank, 100-pounder. That'd be like $50 to fill down here.
Like I said, Friday when I went and had that 70-pound tank filled.
Okay. So
he put 65.
Okay.
Yeah, he put 65. I don't go to those places. I go to a little mom and pop place. It's a body shop. He put it weighed 65 pounds, which I don't know how many gallon that is. But it weighed 65 pounds. They charged me $32.
Okay.
So
that's not bad at all. I mean, they sell them by the gallon. That's good. There's a place here that sells propane, no matter how much you need, a half a gallon or 4.5 gallons. They're going to charge you $20, which is too much. And they trying to pull your eyes out. But I mean, it's a flat rate, and I don't like that because there's other places in town that do have a meter, pump, and they charge you by the gallon. They don't sell much propane at that place.
Well, I don't know about down by you, but around here we have the propane tank exchanges for the little gas grills, little 20-pounders.
Yeah, Blue Rhino or All American and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're up to either $22 or $25 a bottle now. for one of those.
Okay. And then you get sometimes you get a brand new bottle. Sometimes when you exchange, like say if you got an old one, that's the only way I would do that. If I had an old one that was not current,
Right.
trade it in, and I got a newer bottle. You know.
Right. Well, the place I go and have my big tanks filled, he'll fill one of those little grow LP tanks for $15.
That's very reasonable.
That is, yeah, he is very reasonable.
For your area, that's about the same as my area, you know.
Right. Now, there is a place up north of town every spring, right before grilling season comes in. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Jeff.
There's a place, like I said, up north of town that in the spring, and they only do it like one weekend in the spring. Bring your tank in, your grill tank, it's $10. And then it goes up. It goes up as your tank gets bigger. And I took one of my big, 65-pound tanks in, and he looked at me and he's like, I don't know what to charge. I said, well, it's basically a 65-pound tank. He's like, okay, I guess $25. I'm like, okay, because he was charging, he was charging 10 for a 20, so I figured it'd be $30, for a 65 or 70, and he's like $25. I'm like, okay. I turned around and went back, come back, my other two tanks and had both of them filled. So, and then Thomas said 65-pound tanks, propane equal 13 or 15 gallon. So, all right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rail, did you get your mess cleaned up there, Rail? I was watching that video, and I don't think you need to put exhaust on it. I like it the way it is. Maybe it's just some turnouts to the side, but that's just me.
Yeah, down here, 15 gallons would be $30 at $2 a gallon, and that's that. They don't go up sky high when the gas goes up. They don't go up immediately. They only go up when that truck comes and fills it. Then they adjust the rate per gallon accordingly. They don't go up just because gas went.
Right.
Car gas goes up across the street at the Murphy place. When it goes up, they don't go up on their price. They just go up when they, which, I know it's propane, which is different than car gas, but just because gas goes up doesn't mean they go up right away. They wait till that truck comes in, which is the fair thing to do.
Well, I was talking to this guy here, and he actually changed who he gets his gas from here this midsummer or mid-fall. I just talked to him, and I'm like, I said, well, why did you change companies? He said, because the company that he was getting his gas from, his propane from, wanted him to jack his prices up in the fall, winter, and spring, and then, to basically to fleece people. He said he won't do it. He keeps it just enough that he makes a little bit of a profit on it, but he does 3 times the volume of business that everybody else does.
Mm-hmm. 5-pound tank. Yeah, that's one of them little, like a Coleman style tank, but that big around, but that tall.
Yeah. Well, the one place I was going and having, like, I get our LP tanks, our tow motor tanks filled at work. When I first got my furnace and converted it over, I took my big tank to them. They couldn't fill it. They didn't know how to fill it. It uses an RV style fill.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have that little adapter.
Right. Well, they had it, and they're like, "Oh, we can't get it filled. We can't get it filled. We can't get it filled. It's not going in. It's not going in." I'm like, "Well, then you're doing something wrong." So I checked with a couple guys at work, and they told me about this other place. It's actually closer to my house, and so I stopped by his house stopped by his business the one day. I said, I don't know if you'll be able to fill this or not. I said, I've been to a couple different places. They said they can't fill it. They can't get it, can't get it to fill and everything. He said, oh, he goes, I've been doing this for about 40 years. He goes, let's see. Walked out. He goes, yeah. He goes, it's just an old LP. It's an old LP tank. He goes, is it off a motorhome? I said, yeah, basically. He said, all right. Yeah, no problem. Walked over, screwed the adapter on, hit the button, and you watch the thing go up and watch the gallons kick by. And I'm like, huh. He said, well, what problem were they having? I said, I don't know, man. He said they put the adapter and everything on and turned the machine on and nothing happened. He said it wouldn't go in. He said, well, then they got a problem with their adapter or something. He said, because he goes, I'd rather fill through these than through the tank itself or through the valve itself. Sorry about that, Jeff. I've got them set on the most infrequent as I possibly can and still have the ads to get the revenue. Yep, there you go. If you jump up here, Jeff, you won't see the ads. So, but so yeah, I'm thinking of either getting a bigger tank or
you beat me to it.
converting it over to LP, or converting it back over to natural gas.
You gotta get some coffee.
I could have the. I did the conversion myself the last time, and I swear to God, I won't do another one. It was a pain in the ass, but so commercial. We filled through Vaporport. Yeah, he prefers to fill it through the RV fill. This thing doesn't have a little bleeder screw on the side of the valve. That's how old it is. So, yeah, me too, Renegade. I'd pay for the premium, so I don't see ads either. So, but yeah, yeah, they wasn't saying. Oh, yeah, but I've also been looking at. I've been talking to a couple of different guys, local guys here. One guy has a 5 kilowatt heater. You get free natural gas from your wife. But yeah, the one guy has a 5 kilowatt on his garage. It's about the same size as mine, uninsulated, and he runs it 24/7 from the time it starts getting cold. And he said he keeps it about 42 to 45 degrees when he's not in there, and bumps it up to 60, 65 when he's in there. And he said he has no problem heating it. Exactly, Nate. It is unhealthy. But and then another guy has an 8 kilowatt one, and his garage is insulated. And he said he can maintain 50 degrees and all year, all winter long. And he said they don't use that much diesel fuel. So I looked them up. I can get an 8 kilowatt for like $125. So propane generator and zero electric bill.
Got to pay for
No.
the propane.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. But yeah, so I'm thinking about possibly buying one of those. And I was looking at some of the ways some of the people are installing them, and I like the idea. There's guys that are building like little 2 foot by 3 foot boxes on the outside of their garage and insulating them and putting a little tapered lid on them, and they just cut a 4-inch hole or 2 4-inch holes, one inlet, one outlet, and and the one guy has his hooked up to like a 25-gallon fuel tank, like an old car tank, and he just pumps diesel fuel right out of that, right into the diesel heater, and you can't even hear the thing running in the shop. I mean, you can hear the fan blow a little bit, but you can't hear the. Yeah, the VEVOR is what I was looking at. The 8 kilowatt VEVOR. Oh, that is weird there, Jeff. I just thought about. Battery.
Well, you still got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Wasn't trying nothing.
Yeah. I mean, $200 a year for propane is not bad, but I don't know. I like the convenience of not having to worry if that generator shuts off. But that talking about generators and stuff shutting off. I kind of had a little heart palpitation this morning. I went to the grocery store like I usually do, and I was home putting the stuff away in the freezer, and all of a sudden it got really dark in my kitchen. And I'm like, oh, power went out. So I hurry up, shut the door, start looking around, and I'm like, wait a minute, stove and stuff's still on. I've got a light in my kitchen that's on a timer. I never turned the regular overhead and stuff on. It was just a light that's on the timer that was lighting up the kitchen. So when it shut off, everything went dark. So yeah, it was.
I'm looking at Whitley's comment about running a diesel generator on black diesel. Okay, enlighten me on black diesel. I'm not sure. More of a heavier grade diesel, like a not as pure diesel or something.
If I'm not mistaken, it's like the biodiesel with the used oil.
Oh, okay.
I think it's made from. I'm not sure. I think it's made from used motor oil and stuff.
Okay.
They call it because it's black instead of red or clear.
Oh, all right.
But I'm sure Willie can explain it better.
We used to do the farmers market thing downtown in the historical area on 2nd Street. All the vegetable farmers, gardeners, what have you. If you got too much, just go over there and set up a table. It's free to join. You just give them your name, phone number, and that way they'll call you if they're not having it. But it doesn't matter if they not having it. You can still set up your tables and sell vegetables. This one guy would come in from Chautauqua up the road, and you could hear his little diesel car. I think it was like a little BMW or Mercedes or something, but he had a diesel in it. And he was telling somebody, they asked him about the smell of his car. And I'm like, come to think of it, it does smell like burning French fries, French fry grease. And he's like, yeah, I don't, he says, I use what y'all put in y'all bellies at McDonald's. He said, I use their old grease, used cooking oil. And he says, I burned that in my car. I'm like, wow, really? First time I ever heard of, burning it in a car straight out like that. I don't know if he had a heater in his car. Well, we don't have hard winters down here, so.
All right.
Mix of filtered oil and steel gas. Okay. Homemade diesel. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
There's only like clean diesel, not old contaminated fuel or diesel.
Pretty sure it's filtered, huh? You know, just like
Yeah.
regular. Okay.
Yeah, he said mix of filtered oil and stale gas. So yeah, Adam, I seen that too. People trying to run them off used oil and used oil blends and all that kind of stuff. No, I would run number 2 off road diesel in mine, because I can get it delivered cheap. So
After that, I looked it up on YouTube and I started seeing videos, farmers putting cooking oil in a tank that's in the back of their truck. And then once they get their engine, like it's cold up there, you know, up there where these guys were at. So they'd run on that regular tank diesel. And then when I guess they had a heater in that tank or something, and they'd switch over from the regular stock tank to that vegetable oil tank. And never miss a spurt, you know, a sputter or nothing. Yeah, there you go. Donut shop. Oh, yeah. And it's cleaner. Donut grease is very clean.
yeah, I was following a guy that was he had a like a converted motorhome bus thing, and he would start it off with diesel fuel, and then inside the bus area he had 2 big tanks, or not big tanks, but 2 tanks that he would stop by restaurants and, you know, donut shops and all that, those kind of places, and get their used oil, filter it, pump it into those tanks. And that's after he got the diesel engine warmed up off diesel fuel, he'd switch it over to the cooking oil. The only problem he had with that is when he got into cold temperatures, the oil would not flow up to the engine, even through the pump. He had to put a tank heater in it to get it to make it thin. So
same as the farmers I was telling you about earlier. They had once that cooking oil got hot from that heater, they would just switch over and boom, like I said, never miss a sputter. 40 degrees Tuesday. I can put electric fuel pump on finally. Oh, he never got. There's a guy I know. He lives in Ohio, and he lives in that lake effect area in Ohio. I don't know exactly what town. I'll have to find out next time I talk to him. And didn't y'all get something here last week or whatever? Lake effect, snow and stuff.
Yeah. He must live just north of me because I'm at the very bottom edge of the lake effect. So, but yeah, they're. Let's see. Willie said it settle it for. Let's see if I can get it to come up on the screen. Come on, computer. Come on. And we set the oil settles for a month. Filter it through bed sheets, and then they run it through a centrifuge. So that would throw all the centrifuge would throw all the heavies out. So. EcoPro power bank system, tier, and together. Okay. All right. Cool. Shop. You see, Quick Wrench. I tried. There's no companies around me that will pay for my used oil from my shop, my daily job shop. They all want to charge us a pickup fee. But there's about 4 or 5 other. There's a tire shop, a mechanic shop, a muffler shop, and then one guy that just has like a little home shop type deal. They will all take my used oil for free. Sometimes they'll come get it, depending on how busy they are. Sometimes I'll just drop it. I'll take it down and drop it off in a 55-gallon drum. And the only thing I have to have from them is invoice saying that I gave them 55-gallon of used motor oil for heating purposes. And that is all for EPA. Because if the EPA comes through and checks our records, and sees how much oil I have coming in, new oil, and they want to know what I did with all that used oil. So we looked into it, Briggs. It's they don't want the hassle, I guess. I don't know. Because I said, let's just buy one and let's buy one and put we'll just burn the used oil and supplement heat. And they looked into them and got prices, and they said that since we have to, or since I can give it away for free, it's not worth the charge. So a power bank, service, and a generator backup. I can do 200 amps, 24K watt. That's a good size generator, 24K. But to go wrong, yeah. I was actually offered a old oil furnace, a modern old oil or used oil, or modern oil furnace. But when I checked into them, they running used oil in them, unless you really filter it and like Willie said, you centrifuge it and stuff. The injectors and stuff get clogged up and stuff really, really bad. Well, the crystal. Okay. Generate backup generator installer. Yeah, I was actually looking into one, a backup generator. I'll probably eventually get one, but right now I've got other things I need to buy and pay for before I get one of those. I've got access to one's a 5,000 watt generator, and the other one's a 3,500 watt. So, all right, Thomas, you have a good evening, buddy. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Night, Thomas.
Yeah, sure. 1 in 30 years. But I'll get my furnace fixed eventually. Hi, Wayne. How you doing, buddy? You surviving the weather up there? But I'm sure it's just a frosted up orifice or something along them lines. I'll work on it tomorrow evening after I get off work. I'll put a heat gun on the regulators and see if it gets them flowing. And then if the heat gun on the regulators don't work, I'll go up on the furnace itself in that little control box up there that has an orifice in it. I'll throw a heat gun on that and get it good and warm, and hopefully it'll get it all thawed out and flowing gas again. Not too much snow, a little cold. Christmas.
Shit, it was 78 for Christmas.
Oh, there's Willie. Hey, Willie. Hey, Mr. Briggs.
Hey, Willie.
Hey, what are the odds? Is he following me?
I guess I'm chasing your tail. Yeah, I don't see the camera up.
I'm laying down in my room, so I know the backdrop isn't as
No, I'm
fancy
talking
as usual.
Briggs' camera. His is not up. Oh, I didn't.
Anyway,
complete.
Mr. Briggs was talking about how he powers his house on the battery bank, which is nice, but being that we have central air and electric heat, not as easy as an option here.
All right.
But one thing we could do is we plan on putting some small houses up on the lot. If we get a bunch of houses close by to our house, then we can add one of those outdoor wood or oil fueled water heaters, outdoor water heater. We can run that on black diesel and feed hot water to multiple houses, and that wouldn't cost us hardly anything. We figure my brother pays probably pennies on the dollar for the black diesel, process it between picking it up, filtering it, and burning it. We have someone that has forced hot air for their house, and I think it's a trailer, or not a trailer. What do you call it? A mobile, not a modular, a modular. house.
Modular, yeah.
And I think he runs 40% mix of gas to 60% oil, if not maybe 70-30, 70% oil and 30% gas. And he has to clean his jets out maybe twice a year from carbon. And you had to change jet and pressure and air injection for the fuel because it burns a lot hotter. So if you don't tune it down, the flame will hit the back of the box and chew up the insulation.
Yeah. Like I said, I looked into that heating oil furnace. It would be nice, but it's too much effort for me to filter the oil that good and mix it and get it that clean to run through that furnace. And so I'm like, nah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is if we wanted to, we could power that military generator on black diesel and power the house. We wouldn't be able to run the electric heat, but you figure pennies on the dollar, we could run that generator and run the house for nothing. But the problem is you have downtime for changing your oil, unless you want to run a centrifuge oil filter system. You could run it around the clock.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have more time invested in processing fuel, and it'd be a full-time job just fueling that thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with what I got for right now. Like I said, I may convert that LP furnace back over to natural gas if I can get the lines dug in and stuff. But over and above that, I'm actually really leaning towards one of the diesel heaters to supplement the heat out in the shop. And that way I could constantly heat the shop at 45, 50 degrees, and it wouldn't take much to bring it up to 65 or so to comfortably work out there, but everything would be warm instead of ambient outside temperature. So
yeah, it's hard to beat diesel or kerosene when it comes to heating the garage quick and easy. And you have a good diesel here or a good kerosene here, you don't have that smell.
Right. I've got a nice big torpedo heater that I use now, that I've been using. It's just the thing's so freaking loud,
Yeah, I hate the noise from those.
And it after being out there for a couple hours, that thing, running it, cutting it off, cutting it on, cutting it off, cutting it on, I get a headache, from the noise and stuff.
It might not just be the noise either.
Yeah, well, there's enough air leaks in that garage that, I'm not worried about the CO2, the fumes, because you can't.
That's true.
You can't even smell it when it's running. But when I shut it off to like video or anything like that, I got about 15 or 20 minutes before the temperature drops back down that I start seeing my breath, and I gotta cut the camera off and turn it back on for another 15 minutes or so to get it warmed back up, and on and off and on and off. And that's what was nice about the propane furnace. You could hear it a little bit in the background, but I could edit that out. I can't edit out the torpedo heater. It's 10,000 watt max. 5,000 on low. Yeah, I actually have one of those. I think mine's 4,500 watt max. It heats my office at work. Little electric jobber, and it's got thermostat on it, and remote. And I put it on eco, and I set it for like when we were off for Christmas and stuff. I set it at 60 degrees on eco, but during the week and stuff, in the evenings when I go to leave, I'll drop it down to 65 degrees on eco mode. And I come in the morning and it's 65 degrees in there. And whenever I'm working, I bump it up to about 70, 72 because the garage door is going up and down. And I don't know why. There's no windows or anything. There's just a door that goes into my office / storage area. But as soon as you open that garage door, you can literally feel the cold air roll in on my feet. And it'll drop the temperature in that room 5 degrees. Like before we had the heater in there, it would drop the temperature in that thing. And then it would take 45 minutes to an hour for it to warm back up.
No, quick wrench. I'm out outside. I'm getting ready to take Maggie for a walk. It's 11 degrees outside. We got the Gook Cat on. My ears are important.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, Briggs is more north than me.
What's that?
You must be more north than me.
I'm near the Pennsylvania, New York border. We don't have crap for snow. That's all in Syracuse. Syracuse got 2 hours north of me, got over 27 inches of snow in the last 5 days. If I wanted to, I could have. I wish I had 20 snow blowers and a plow in the front of my truck. I could have gone up there and made $1 million.
Oh, that's actually what happened to my dad in the 90s. What was it, 92 or 93? He had that snowblower on a Jeep. He made a lot of money in that storm.
Yep.
Yeah,
my father, the blizzard of 78. I was 10 years old. He wasn't home for 4 days. Him and my uncle went out. Each of them had a snowblower, and they went out and made money. He made like $9,000 over the course of a week just because he slept in his truck and because they didn't want to leave the snowblowers in the back. Can you imagine leaving a snowblower in the back end of a truck during a blizzard? That's like gold.
My brother was plowing back in 16 or 17 when we had that 3 foot, and it was all he could do to keep up with a friend that asked him to do a parking lot. He was under the insurance. He got paid $75 an hour, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just had a couple friends that he plowed for, and there was one person that we had to get to after the fact. He asked me to get my tractor with the snowblower out to bust the banks from the main road so we can get into the actual property to clean it.
Well, like I said, we got that four or so inches the other day, and I was going to go out with my Cub Cadet and plow. The clutch is stuck on.
Oh.
So
it's going to be hard to take it out of gear.
Yeah. So what I think happened is those Cubs have that little pressure plate that slides on the shaft, drive shaft. I think it's just spot rusted up, not letting it release because the arm and everything is moving. It's just not disengaging. So I'm going to get in there with one of those long gasket scrapers, the metal gasket scrapers, the thin ones, and disengage the clutch and just give it a couple of taps to see if I can pop it loose, get it to move. I'd hit it with some penetrating oil, but I haven't been back out to mess with it. It's supposed to be up in the 50s by the end of the week. Maybe I'll get out there then and get it working.
There was one time on my Craftsman GT18, I went to start it one day, go step on the pedal, and was like, there's no tension on the clutch. The hairpin and the rod that connects to the clutch fell out. I'm thinking to myself, boy, am I glad that broke when I parked it, not while I was driving.
Yeah.
I'm heading out, guys. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'll holler at y'all later. All right. Appreciate you having me up. As always.
No problem. Yep.
Love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later.
Catch
Sweet
y'all
time.
later. Yeah, the way I found out mine was stuck is I put fresh gas in the tank, turned the thing on. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to clean the carburetor and stuff in this. Got gas down to the carburetor, put it in neutral, started it up, and it fired right up, ran beautiful like it always does. I'm like, cool. I jumped on it, lifted the blade, pushed the clutch in, and it must have been just at the right RPM that it popped into first gear and it took off.
At least it wasn't third.
Right. So I hurried up and popped it out of gear, and I started the clutch down. I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like looking, and I get off the tractor and I'm pushing the clutch, and I'm like, oh, so she's stuck. So
Did it feel like there was any more or less tension on it than normal, or
no.
Huh.
Nope. So I was moving it from my temporary that Shelter Logic canvas thing over to my new storage garage. And so I'm like, okay, we just idle it down, hurry up, popped it into first gear, drove it around, popped it out of gear, put it in reverse, and starting back up, and I didn't have the blade high enough. The blade dug in, and the tire chains on that metal ramp just sat there and spun and spun and spun. So I ended up just pushing it up the ramp instead of trying to drive it, because I didn't want to take a chance of not wanting to come out of gear and slamming into everything that's inside there, the pulling tractors and stuff. So, but
my dad, when he did have that one snowblower Jeep, he was always very careful because it would sit a lot because the snowblower wasn't coming off. You're not taking the Wisconsin engine off the back of that thing. You need a lift.
right.
Because that was a 35 horsepower one. That was 305 cubic inch. He always said, like, make sure it's in neutral before you even think about turning the key, because there was no clutch safety on it. And if there was any chance that clutch was stuck, you weren't stopping it.
When I worked at the truck garage, we had a 76, 77 Dodge Power Wagon pickup. Two-wheel drive. I'm sorry, it wasn't a Power Wagon. Dodge pickup. It's a 1-ton, single wheel 1-ton that somebody had done a diesel conversion on, because it wasn't the Cummins diesel. It was some 6-cylinder little diesel power plant engine. I don't remember what brand it was now. But same thing. It didn't have a clutch or a neutral safety switch or anything like that. And I told the one guy that I work with, newer guy, he had never drove the truck before. I said, hey, get that Dodge warmed up. We'll get it pulled out, and we'll start cleaning the bays and stuff like that. And he opened the door, reached in, and before I could say anything, he hit that key, and it was in first gear, granny gear. And it took off out through it was parked right in front of the garage door, and the garage door was down. And he fell. Truck just kind of motored right out, hit the garage door, stopped for like 2 seconds, and then just pushed right on through the garage door, right on out, right down into the parking lot.
That was back when Dodge made a truck that was worth owning. That'd probably be the only generation Chrysler I would buy, the old square body Power Wagon style. Yeah. The same thing, still like that generation.
Well, this thing had a governor on
mid 70s all the way up to the 93, 92.
Yeah, this thing had a governor. Yeah. This thing had a governor on. You all know the paver bricks, the road paver bricks. There's one of those that sat on the hump, and we get going down the highway, loaded, unloaded, uphill, downhill, whatever. You slide that paver brick over onto the gas pedal, and it would stay right between 55 and 60 mile an hour. And,
oh yeah.
I had a 4.25 cat in the bed of this thing block, not the complete engine, just the block. And I was coming back out of Worcester, and there's a big hill you got to pull out coming out of Worcester. And dude, I had that brick on there. We were hitting about 60 mile an hour going down the hill, and coming back up the other side. I'm getting ready to slide the brick off and getting ready to grab a gear. and that sucker just motored right up the hill, 60 mile an hour. Just didn't like it was just running on flat ground. So
My brother
And,
always said if Stinky Pete had a stick, he probably would have had one of those twist lock PTO cables connected to the throttle cable.
Now,
But being an
did your
automatic,
Cub have a
don't want
high-low?
that getting stuck on.
what's that?
You got the high-low gearbox to your Cub?
No, I do not.
They're hard to come by. They're nice.
Yes, Quick Wrench, I do have a plasma cutter. It's actually the one I got from Renegade. But all right, guys, it's been an hour. I'm tired. I gotta go back to work and actually like earn a living tomorrow instead of being on vacation for the last 2 weeks. So
Yeah, it always sucks going back to work.
Quick Wrench, I don't remember what brand it is, but yes, it works very, very well. So anyways, all right, y'all. I'm getting out of here. Catch y'all later, and appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all next Sunday.
Yeah.